Well, today we would start a new topic, which is this simultaneous equations. Of course, these equations are linear equations only. We'll talk about the linear equations. So in our syllabus, we have uh, a linear equations, set of linear equations. Two equations are together, are given to you, and we have to find out the value of the variables in it, and these equations will be involving two unknowns, cx and y, and we have to find out various methods how do we solve them, the graphically or otherwise. Okay, so what we have studied in our previous sessions about the polynomial. So if you remember, recall that there was a linear polynomial. So it is a linear polynomials to you. Now instead of one linear polynomial, we will be having two linear polynomials, and these two linear polynomials would be involving the unknowns, x and y, two variables, and we have to find out the solutions for them. And we'll try to find out the solution with the help of graph or just by solving them. So that's our main topic today. So I would start with linear polynomial, which we already know. If you recall that linear polynomial is expressed, but this polynomial is linear. Linear means straight. If we draw a line for it on a graph, you would see it's a straight line. It's not a curve. But this polynomial just involves one unknown, which is x. Whereas in our today's topic is involved a linear polynomial, okay, involving two unknowns. For example, so this is a linear equation. A linear equation. Linear equation involving two variables, x and y. Okay, and A, B, C are some real values, belonging to set of real numbers R. Then this equation, this algebraic expression is called, linear equation. One more condition is there for to make it a existence, that a square plus b square should not be equal to 0. So what do we mean by this? That means coefficient of x square, coefficient of x, square of the coefficient of x, and the square of the coefficient of y, their sum should not be equal to 0. Let's say, I explain why do we require this condition. Because If this is not met, then you can't say it's a linear equation for you. Okay, so these all conditions should be met, then only we can say that it's a linear equation for you in two variables, x and y, which are unknown to us. We try to find them out. Okay, so now let's say I put v is equal to, let's say, 2. So v square is equal to 4. What will happen? Let's say this is equal to 0. So I get a square is equal to minus 4. And I get a is equal to, just note this, important. So what do we see? If this condition is not met, because I have taken a square and the coefficient of b of y square is equal to 0. So if that is the case, I would get a is equal to this, which is some imaginary value. Now what do we mean by the imaginary value? You would study in higher classes. See, anything, anything within the set with negative sign gives you the imaginary value. Any value with negative, okay, any value with negative sign inside the search sign we get imaginary value. Okay, so this basically you can't solve at this level on 10th standard, but you can solve in the standard of 11th. So that's why this would not be the real polynomial or real linear equation. It would change to imaginary equation. So just to put it that linear equation to be real, we have to have linear equation to be real with two variables, a x and y, we should have sum of their coefficient is square. Should not be equal to 0. So that's the important thing you should keep in your mind. When we say real equation with two variables, okay, this should be met. And this ABC are nothing, some real values. And here, this can also be expressed like this, or so a term involving x, term involving y, and some constant. Fine. For example, 2x plus 3y plus 7 is equal to 0. Okay, so if I compare it with this standard equation, I would see that A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to 7. Right? So this is my linear equation involving two unknowns, x and y, and constant term C. Right? So one standard form is this, or you can express it this like this also. Take this C on the right hand side. Okay. Then you replace minus C with some C or D or anything. These are some values. That's all. Okay. Why do we say this is linear? Because on graph they would look like, straight line, not, curve or parabola. Okay, so now standard form. Standard form of linear equation with two variables. Two variables x and y. So one is standard form we have already discussed, which is ax plus by, okay, is equal to c, or ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. See, generally if I take it to the left hand side, this should be minus c. So what I have done, basically nothing new. This would come like this. So I have replaced this minus c plus again by c. Some value. These are values only. Okay. Or you can say this is d. Here the minus c is nothing, your d. Fine. So basically, if I represent it once again, this you may represent it as a standard form like this. So this is one standard form. This is one standard form. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay. Another standard form is y is equal to mx plus c. Standard form 1, standard form 2. Now this can be changed into this format, or this also can be changed into this vice versa. How do we do that? Here we want only y. Y should have one coefficient 1. So what I'll do, I'll put by is equal to minus ax minus c. Fine. I'll take these two terms towards the right hand side, and I would see I divide it by b, because I need a by with coefficient equal to 1. Fine, so I am dividing it by 1, sorry, by b. I get it 1. Now look at this. Okay, so this would become m for me. If I compare these two equations, this equation with this equation, I would see that m is equal to minus a by b. Okay, and my c is equal to minus c by b. Or you can put d also. Now this equation would change to this y. For example, let's say y. So this is also linear equation with two unknown x and y. This can be changed into this format. Just simply do the additions. Take the LCM. Okay. So 3x minus 2y plus 14 is equal to 0. So ax plus by, compare this standard equation. A is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 2, c is equal to 14. Here if you compare, this is your m, this is your c. So both are the same thing. This is standard form and this is standard form. Linear equation with two unknowns. Okay. With the condition a square plus b square should not be equal to 0. Because if this is 0, then we have already seen that it will change into some other sort of equation, which is the imaginary equation, not the real equation. Fine. Now the next thing is, how do we solve such equation? As of now, we are given only with one equation. Okay. So there are two unknowns. We need to have one more equations. Okay. Oh, before that, one more form is there to express this standard equation. Another form of standard equation is, which is the third form. Let's say I have got this equation. Fine. So this is nothing. Ax plus by is equal to c format. Or you can say ax plus by minus c is equal to 0, plus c is equal to 0. So you would see that 2x plus 3y minus 6 is equal to 0. So a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, and c is equal to minus 6. Okay. Now I change it to, so this is my first form of standard equation. I change it to, like this, 3y is equal to minus 2x plus 6 divided by 3. I get it like this. So this would become in this format, where m is equal to minus 2 by 3 and c is equal to plus 2. Right? So this is another format. Standard format 2, standard format 1. This is another third format for linear equation with two variables, which is, let's start with our given equation. Let's say I divide this equation by 6. Sorry, 6. So this form becomes a third form, which is nothing. This is x by a, y by b, and 1. This is the third form. X by a, that means x divided by a, some value, some real values, plus y divided by some real value is equal to 1. This should be equal to 1. Important to note. So in this case, we have three forms. A linear equation can be expressed in three forms. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Y is equal to mx plus c. X over a, y over b plus y over b is equal to 1. These three forms keep in your mind while doing the questions. Any doubt? I hope might be clear to you that how do we represent, a linear equation with two unknowns, x and y, two variables in three different formats. Now the next thing is, how do we solve them? How do we solve this? Basically we have one equation. Let's say one first standard form. So as we know that to solve the equation we should have the same number of equations as unknowns. So how many unknowns are there? There are two unknowns, two variables, x and y. So two equations we need. Okay. So let's say my first equation is this. Another equation is same standard format I am using. So now what I have done? Now I have two equations, with the same unknown, x and y. So these two equations can be solved. And when we have two equations, it would become a system of linear equation with two variables. So it becomes a system now. So this system may have or may not have the solution. That we will discuss later on. So a set of two linear equations with two variables x and y. Fine. So with these two equations, we can find out the value of x and y. That's the solution. Now there are certain conditions. Sometime you would see that this can't be solved. If you like in polynomial, we said that quadratic polynomial may have zero solutions. Okay, so here also it can't be solved. Equations are given in such a way that it can't be solved. And we also call it, simultaneous equations with two variables. Right? So now my equations, these two equations are given in such a way that there is a possibility that equations are given in such a way, they are linear equations, but they are given in such a way that we cannot find x and y. In this equation, in this condition, what will happen? We say system is inconsistent. Okay, the whole system, that means set of two equations, is inconsistent. No solution. Solutions can't be arrived, can't be obtained. No solution can be obtained. This is one condition. Okay. Now, what do we mean by these such equations? See, solution means there has to be some common point of set of values, this x and y, which would satisfy both the equations. That means there has to be some common point between these two equations which would satisfy both the equations. That's the solution. Okay, so some say x value 1, y is -2. This would satisfy this equation as well as this equation. So that's the solution. I am saying the solution is not achievable, not obtainable. So it means that if you come to the graphical methods, first I will explain through the graphical methods. So graph, that you can draw the graph for these linear equations because these are the straight lines only. So how do we do the graph? This you would have studied in 9th standard. That equation is given to you, let's say 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. How do we draw the graph? You supply value of x, find the value of y, like this, or supply the value of y, find the value of x. What do we do? Let's say x, okay, let's put it 8 so that we will get the integer values, okay. So what do we do in 9th standard? We supply, let's say x is equal to 0. I am supplying x, this value, I am supplying, I get y is equal to 4, sorry, not 4, okay, put y is equal to 0. You can supply any of these values. I am trying to find out the integer value, that's all. So y is 0. If I put y is equal to 0, I will put x, I will get x is equal to 4. Okay. Let's say I put y is equal to, let's say, 2. I get x is equal to 1. 6, 8 minus 6, 2 divided by 2, 1. So, now when we want to draw the graph, what do we do? X 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 0. So this is 1 point in 1, 2. X is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. Another point is this. When we join these 2 points, we get a straight line over here. So this is what we do in graphing or putting this equation on graph, right? Let me make it a straight one. Right? So this is the way we can draw the graph. Now I wanted to discuss, what do we mean the equation are given in such a way that we can't just find the solution of this set of equations. We cannot find the value of x and y. It means that if we draw the graph, of these 2 equations, okay, let's say this is my one equation, other equation is this. So what is happening? Let's say this is a1x b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Another equation is this, a2x b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So what is happening? If you look at the graph, these 2 linear equations are not touching each other, not crossing each other. So if that is the case, you would say solution does not exist. No solution. Solution does not exist. System is inconsistent. That means there is no common value of x and y which can satisfy both the equation. They have different x and y values, set of values. They have also got a different x and y set of values. There is no common values. Okay. Now, if you look at this equation, as I told you that I can change, this equation to this format also. Second form of standard equation, linear equation. So this C is nothing. This is the intercept on when we draw a graph. If I put it like this, okay. As I told you, this is another standard form. So this is my C1, intercept on y-axis. Y-axis, this is x-axis. All we know about this. Okay. Right. And similarly, if I express this is equal to y is equal to m2x plus c2. Okay. And this here, I just did not explain about this m. M is nothing. This we call as the slope. Slope of line with x-axis. Okay. This is basically tan theta. It's trigonometry which you will be studying. So I'm not discussing in detail. Just understand this is slope. Slope is angle, straight line making with the x-axis. If we take the tan of that angle, then it becomes a slope to us. Okay. So now I just want to tell you that this there will be this another c part which is c2 for this equation. Intercept on c is intercept on y-axis, and m is slope of line with the x-axis. Okay, which is nothing is tan theta. So theta is this angle. Here let's say this is theta 1 and this is theta 2. So m1 is equal to tan theta 1 and m2 is equal to tan theta 2. That's the basic definition, but don't go into much detail because this we shall be discussing in another chapter. Okay. So now I wanted to tell you that there is some condition which will tell us that there is no solution is not in existence for such equations. Okay. Right. No solution. So now the condition is, if we see here, see basically what do we do for this? We compare the ratio of the coefficients and ratio of constants. So in this case, ratio of the coefficients of x, this one and this one. So a1 over a2, this is one ratio. Another ratio of the coefficients of y. So I am taking this one as a first, this to that. So v1 over v2 and c1 over c2. Right? This is the constant, ratio of the constants in the given equation. Okay? So if we find a relation like this, a1 over a2 is equal to v1 over v2, not equal to c1 over c2. Okay. So in such case, you will see no solution to the equations. What happens? Now, for example, let's say I have 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. Okay. Now I have another equation. So what do I see? 2 over 4 is equal to 3 over 6. Ratio of the coefficients of x, which is 1 by 2. Sorry. A ratio of the coefficients of y, which is 3 by 2, which is again 1 by 2, is not equal to 7 by 8. If such equations are there, we would say no solution. Equations are parallel. In graph, we can say equations are parallel. they are not intersecting each other. So no solution. So that's our condition. For a system to be inconsistent, this should be met. Now we discuss about no solution. Now another part is solution exists. So this is clear now. See, what do we have to check is that the ratio of the coefficient of x has to be equal to the ratio of the coefficient of y, and should not be equal to the ratio of the constants. Fine. Now we'll go to another condition where solution exists. So there are two cases: inconsistent, which we have already studied, just now studied. Another condition is solution exists. For these two linear equations, solution in existence. Solution exists. That is, system is consistent. That is, there is or are there is or are set of values, set of x and y values, values which satisfy both linear equations. Okay. So I just mentioned that is and are. So that means there could be one value, one set of values of x and y which would satisfy both the equations, or there could be more than one values, many values, infinite values which would satisfy both the equations. So now when this can happen, just look at the graph. You know, okay. So now if I draw the graph for these two linear equations, let's say I could see that it's like that. So what is happening? Look at the graph. You know, this is, let's say, a1x b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Okay. And this equation is a2x b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Now look at this graph. We see that this is a common point. Some value of x, x1, let's say, some value of y, y1. So this x1 and y1, this and this value, let's say 2, 3, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. So this set of values satisfy both the equations. Then we call it unique solution. we say the solution existence in existence, and that too unique solution. No, not more than one values. Only this set satisfying this equation. In this case, you can check out the ratio of coefficients of x1, x, which is a1 over a2, should not be equal to b1 over b2. Ratio of the coefficients of y. So this is the condition. It means we can have equations like this: 2x plus 3, this is 1, okay. So look at this, 2 over 5, ratio of the coefficient of x is not equal to 3 by 6, which is 1 by 2, okay. For this we do not matter, we do not bother. This again is not equal to, so it could be equal to or not equal to. So, but this is the condition, it should not be equal to, the ratio of this coefficient of x should not be equal to the ratio of the coefficient of y. Another set could be let's say 8. Our requirement that it should not be, this ratio should not be equal. Let's say I put 7 to make them different. So 2 by 7 is not equal to 3 by 6. That's all. If they are equal, fine, no problem for us. But in such case, equation would give you the unique solution. Any doubt? I hope it's clear to you. In this case, set of equation, simultaneous equation will have the solution, and the solution would be unique solution only. Right? So such equations you have to check out. Algebraically you can check it like this. Geometrically you can check it like this. You draw the graph. If they cut at 1 and 1 point only, it's a unique solution. Right? So this is one of the case of solution is existent, but it's a unique solution. Is only one solution. Now look at the another type of consistency, where we have more than one solutions. So more than one set of values will satisfy both the equations, such equations. In graph, let's say, okay, this is x, this is y. So this is my one equation, first equation, let's say. Now, I see that my another equation is given in such a way that this also falls on the, I am drawing it with dotted line and with blue color. So what happened? Both the equations are represented by the same line. Okay. So there could be n number of values of x and y and n set of values which would satisfy both the equations. So this is known as this is the solution is existence. There exists a solution for the set of equations. but many solutions. Infinite solutions. Many solutions, infinite solutions. And this is also known as a dependent consistency. It is a consistency, but dependent consistency. Because both equations are representing the same line. So in such case, if you compare the coefficients of x, ratio of the coefficients of x to the coefficient of y to the ratio of constant, we would see that a1 over a2 is equal to v1 over v2 is equal to c1 over c2. So all three ratios, ratio of coefficient of x, coefficient of y, constant, both are, all three are equal. They are equal. In such case, you would see graph like this. This is the condition, dependent consistency, set of, there could be more, more than one set of values of x and y, which would satisfy both the equations together. Okay. So this way we can, now equation, for example, equations could be like this: 2x plus 3y is equal to, let's say, 7. So such equations. Simply you just multiply it by 2 or 3, whatever it is, because they have to have the same ratio. I can put it like this also. This set and this set, or this, all had this kind of solutions, many solutions, many values of x and y would satisfy both the equations. Dependent consistency. Graph, it would look like this. So now we have covered, how do we achieve the solutions? Solution may exist or may not exist based on the type of equations. We can say based on the relation between the coefficients of x and coefficient of y and constant. Fine? Now finally we can sum up the things. Unique solutions intersect only one point. One point only in graph, and the condition is a1 over a2 should not be equal to b1 over b2. 1, 2, many oblique infinite solutions. One equation, one equation lie to another equation in graph. With this, in graph this we can say unique point, one equation lies to another equation, many solutions, dependent, consistency, consistence, set of equations, A1 over A2, V1 over V2 is equal to C1 over C2. All three ratios, ratio of the coefficient of x, ratio of the coefficient of y, constant ratio, all three are equal. Third is no solution, okay, inconsistent, equations are parallel to each other, okay, equations are parallel to each other, so they won't intersect, inconsistent, okay, A1 over A2 is equal to B1 over B2 but not equal to C1 over C2. Inconsistent, equations are parallel, on graph equations are parallel, not intersecting each other. So that's the things we have discussed. If you remember all this, you would see that you would find yourself that problems are solved by you. Okay? Unique solution, many solutions, no solutions. Fine? So for now, for today we'll conclude here, we'll close it here.